The ideological foundation of Xavier's dream. 1. Xavier's vision of peaceful coexistence. Since his introduction in X-Men #1, 1963, Professor Charles Xavier has represented the hope that humans and mutants can live together in harmony. His dream is based on education. Mutants must be trained to control their powers and integrate into human society. Nonviolence. The X-Men should protect even those who hate them, proving mutants are not a threat. Diplomacy. Xavier believes in working within human institutions to secure mutant rights. This vision is inspired by real-world civil rights movements, particularly Martin Luther King Jr. and his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. However, while MLK fought for racial equality within a system that theoretically allowed for change, mutants are dealing with something fundamentally different: genetic supremacy. Mutants are not just a different race or culture, they represent the next stage of evolution. No matter how peaceful mutants are, humans instinctively see them as a threat to their survival. 2. The mutant metaphor: evolution versus prejudice. The X-Men have always been a metaphor for marginalized groups, but their struggle is unique in one key way. They are not just hated, they are feared as the replacement for humanity. Unlike real-world minorities, who seek equality, mutants are literally the next step in evolution. This creates an existential crisis for humans, who instinctively resist their own obsolescence. This is why, unlike MLK's dream, Xavier's vision cannot work. No amount of kindness, heroism, or assimilation will change the fact that mutants outnumbering humans would be seen as an extinction event. Mutants with godlike powers, Jean Grey, Magneto, Apocalypse, make humans feel powerless. Mutants don't need human approval, they can survive on their own. Thus, Xavier's dream is not just flawed, it is biologically doomed from the start. 2. Systemic persecution of mutants: the reality of oppression in the Marvel Universe. If Xavier's dream were viable, it would have succeeded by now. But instead, mutant history is defined by genocide, persecution, and betrayal. 1. Humans will always fear and hate mutants. No matter how many times mutants save the world, humanity refuses to accept them. The evidence is overwhelming. Sentinels, giant, mass-produced mutant hunting robots designed to exterminate them. Mutant Registration Act, legal discrimination requiring all mutants to be identified and tracked. Genosha Massacre, 16 million mutants slaughtered in a single attack by Sentinels. House of M, decimation: Scarlet Witch wipes out 90% of mutant kind, and humanity sees it as a blessing. The Purifiers and Friends of Humanity, human extremist groups dedicated to killing mutants. Even when mutants play by Xavier's rules, the result is fear, imprisonment, and extermination. Xavier fails to understand that oppression is not a misunderstanding, it is a system designed to keep the powerful in control. 2. Why heroism doesn't change anything. Xavier believes that by saving humanity, mutants will prove they are not a threat. But history repeatedly shows that mutants saving humans does not change their perception. Even former allies, the Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D., governments, turn against mutants. Humans will always build new weapons, new sentinels, and new ways to control mutants. No matter how many times the X-Men prove their goodwill, humans still legislate, criminalize, and exterminate them. Magneto recognizes this pattern and understands that mutants must take power, not beg for acceptance. 3. Xavier's hypocrisy, the flaws of the dream's greatest advocate. If Xavier's dream is so noble, why does he constantly contradict it with his own actions? 1. Xavier's authoritarian mind control. Xavier preaches freedom, but his telepathic abilities make him one of the most morally questionable figures in the Marvel Universe. Some of his worst offenses include erasing Magneto's mind after he defeated him, suppressing Jean Grey's Phoenix powers, which led to mass destruction, altering Wolverine's memories and effectively brainwashing him, wiping out memories of the original X-Men Deadly Genesis arc, creating the Danger Room AI but keeping it enslaved. Despite his peaceful rhetoric, Xavier constantly manipulates minds to maintain control. This makes him no different from the humans he opposes. His dream of peace is often enforced through tyranny. 2. The X-Men as a paramilitary force. Xavier tells the world the X-Men are a school, but in reality, they are a militarized strike force. They regularly engage in violent missions. Xavier knowingly sends children into war. When faced with existential threats, he endorses assassination teams, X-Force. This reveals a deep contradiction. Xavier's movement is not truly peaceful, it is a covert war for survival. If peaceful coexistence was possible, why does Xavier need an army? 4. The rise of Krakoa, the rejection of Xavier's dream. The modern House of X/Powers of X storyline represents a major shift. Mutants have abandoned Xavier's dream. 1. Krakoa, a mutant-only nation. Krakoa is a sovereign island where mutants govern themselves. Humans are allowed only under strict conditions. Mutants control valuable medicines and resources, giving them economic power. This is a complete rejection of Xavier's vision. Instead of proving their worth to humans, mutants now demand respect through power. 2. The return of mutant supremacy. On Krakoa, former enemies like Magneto, Apocalypse, and Sinister join the government, recognizing that coexistence was always a lie. Mutants must secure their own future. Power, not morality, ensures survival. Even Xavier himself has changed his stance, wearing a mask and adopting a more militant approach. Xavier finally realizes that his dream was an illusion. The final question, is coexistence even possible? Xavier's dream was never based on reality, it was based on hope. Hope that humans could overcome their fear. Hope that assimilation could lead to equality. Hope that heroism could erase prejudice. But the reality is, power determines rights, not morality. Oppressors never willingly give up control. Coexistence is impossible when one side fears extinction. Mutants now stand at a crossroads. Continue Xavier's failing dream, or fully embrace self-governance. Defend Krakoa at all costs, or return to begging for human approval. Evolve into something more, or remain prisoners of an old ideal. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Xavier's dream still worth fighting for? Or has mutant kind finally found the only path to survival? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of comics. This has been African Reads Comics, and I'll see you next time.